just because Brian B told us to, we'll get the party started. And it is Cody and Jaydog, or Jaydog and Cody in the morning. What's
No,
up?
you said it right.
So, see, we had AA Ron in here, and we got Brian B. Put
That's
a
probably
poll
all
up. Oh, go ahead.
I said that's probably all we'll have too.
Yeah, we won't have too many people, but oh well, we'll make the best of it. Uh, I put a poll up in the chat, and it's one that me and J Dog differ on opinions on. But everybody be sure to vote on it. Would you rather catch tons of small to medium fish, so from tiny fish all the way up to say 10, 12 pounds, but mostly a lot of like that 5 pound range. So catch a bunch of 5 pound range fish, or would you rather just catch a few big fish, 40 plus pound fish, 35 plus pound fish, somewhere, whatever's big for your waters? Which would you rather? So that's the poll this morning.
Bob,
And yeah, there you go. J Dog, who we got in here?
we got Mr. Eric, Bob Kitten, Aunt Lou just showed up. He said medium all day. That's because he can't catch big fish, but we'll leave that alone. That's
Yeah,
right.
and the I guess the essence of the question would be, you'd have a medium one sprinkled in, but like the majority of the fish be like 5 pounders, but you're catching them like, you know, you go out fish for 3 hours and you've caught 20 fish, or whatever. And or you go out fish for 3 or 4 hours and you only caught two fish, but one was 45, one was 31, both of them really good fish.
Mr. Ernie Brown. I don't know. I'd rather be entertained all day than I would.
or or what do you target? Do you go out just searching for that one big fish, that potential to catch at what you think is going to give you that best chance to catch that 80 pounder? Or do you go out trying to just catch the most fish possible? You can look at it that way too. Either way works.
Right. I go out just to catch as much as I can. If I catch a
Got
big,
downtown Ernie Brown. So you're saying you just soon go out and just have a fast bite?
that's it.
And me myself, if it's just me and Daddy fishing, I just assume just not to have a fast bite, but the ones we catch be something on the bigger side. We typically target just trying to catch big fish versus numbers. Now, if I have somebody with me, if the boys are with me, I like first, they like just reeling in more fish, so I'm fine with targeting smaller fish. And if there's certain people with you, that don't get to fish much, that's more entertaining for them. So that'd be a chance where it differs. But for me myself, I would prefer the slower bite catching the big fish, and that's what I typically target.
Yo, 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 we got the catfish in Fresno. You came in and S&T catfishing.
S&T saying good morning to Uncle Lou. So
I don't know. I think when I take people out, I'd rather them catch a lot of fish. Maybe one decent one, and then the rest just a lot of having fun.
but if you went out, you're going to be targeting numbers over size.
Yes.
And me myself, I'd rather be targeting size over numbers. So
Well, that's because you got size down there. We don't.
yeah,
Well, we don't have numbers either, but
because we catch 70 and 80 pound fish like you all the time.
I got lucky. That was it.
there,
90% of the time, I'm catching 10-pound fish. That's it.
there ain't even that fish that big in this little pond called Barron.
You're full of it.
Right, Bob. I mean, I think I feel the same way, but I guess the question is more targeted towards what you yourself would prefer, your average day of fishing. And I know, we all watch Bob. Bob targets the big fish, so which I like.
Well, look at the regulators. Boy, he's feeling feisty today, ain't
He come in, started the morning off. He said, J Dog, who's never heard of her?
he? There's Mr. John Parker.
What's up, John?
One day I'll get to fish live with him. I know my name ain't Chunky, so he don't wants to hang out with me, but maybe one day.
So, oh, I gotta get on my phone here, and I'll look and see. Oh, what's there? Let me turn the volume down. See where the polls at. We got 11 votes. 55 of them, 55% of them is saying catch small to medium.
There you go.
Uncle Lou said 10 to 15 pound channel rats all day long, unless I'm bumping.
I've never bumped, so I can't say on that one.
Only thing Jaydog bumps is his gums. How's it going, Russ? Hope you're feeling somewhat better. Had you in my thoughts and prayers.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, great. Now we got Chadwick in here.
Oh, sorry.
There's
And we
Keith
got
Reed.
Whiskey Seeker Outdoors and Keith Reed. Hey, how's it going, Doc?
Real time said, boy.
Boy, I say, boy. Only one person on this panel cases for Kelly and put him on Big Fish. Just saying. Kelly put himself on that fish. Kelly got y'all fooled. He's best fisherman this side of Mississippi, and if he goes on the other side, he's the best one there too.
Look, Chad said that true. I've seen Jaydog bump his head quite a few times.
Yeah. Will do, brother. Will do. Russ says keep the prayers coming.
Absolutely.
So, but we'll let that poll run for a little bit, and then we'll let Jaydog come up with one. Maybe it helps us get a little bit of conversation going. And I did drop that link up there in chat. Anybody that wants to come up is welcome to come up and hang out with me and Jaydog for a little bit this morning.
Yeah, Aaron, if you want to run your mouth about me, come up here and do it. Don't be a wuss.
I'm not sure how long we'll actually stay live this morning. I think me and the wife are going to go try to do some Christmas shopping today while neither one of us are too busy and the kids are at school. So
there's Mr. Murillo and Lisa Elliott.
How's it going? Good morning, Murillo. Good morning, Miss Lisa Elliott. Jaydog, your wife done put up the Christmas tree?
No, that don't happen until long time from now.
That's what I think ought to be the case. But my wife put up ours yesterday. I always tell her at least wait till after my birthday. I don't want to see that thing for half a year, but she's always in a rush to put it up. And as soon as the boys are done unwrapping gifts, she's taking it down.
Good Lord. Bobcat's going to smack somebody cross-eyed.
What's Bobcat upset about?
I don't know. He mad, though. I'll smack you cross-eyed, boy.
Oh, that's what you call her. Look at her.
I know. If I could time him out, I would.
J&J, how's it going? Got to get back to work, everyone. Have a blessed day. Hey, take it easy, Randall. Thanks for dropping in.
You should give Lisa a wrench and take one regulators away if you've got one so she could time him out.
Look at her, J-Dog. We ain't even had Thanksgiving yet.
Crazy. Eric said Bob must be out of corn.
So
Lou said, good Lord, it's not even Veterans Day.
Yeah. She's got one in here, and then the boys have one in their room because they wanted one, so she went and bought them a little 4-foot tree, and they got one in their room. She likes decorating stuff, I guess. I don't know. I always at least try to make her wait till after my birthday, which is middle of November, but didn't happen this year. She wasn't listening to me.
What's wrong? Nobody wants to come up and chat with us today?
Well, you got to get some conversation going that people want to jump in on.
We don't
Whiskey
have.
Brown.
That's why we don't go live a lot because we don't have nothing to talk about. There's Chrissy. I bet she'd come up talk to us.
And we got Danny Stone.
Danny's
Yeah, well,
Danny talk to us.
somebody at least drop a good topic in chat, and we'll try to get the ball rolling on it. Got to run the kids' school, and then I'll drop in. All right, Bobcat, appreciate that, brother.
Bobcat, you're a little short legged. You ain't running nowhere.
Hey, don't be picking on Bobcat.
I got a beef with Bobcat, but I'm gonna leave it alone for the moment.
Just because he whipped your tail and
He
Jody's
didn't whoop
flathead.
my tail. He wussed out and played a Baldwin on me.
No, he whooped that tail.
No, I was
I snuck
winning
in there
90.
and watched it.
You did not.
Yeah, I did. And
No.
when I seen it, it was 56-23.
There you go. Bobcat wants to know where does catfish go when the water cools? That just depends.
Well, for me, I typically look in deeper holes with a good mud bottom, you know, because they'll bury themselves up into that mud bottom somewhat, halfway up their body, and it seems like it'll. I'm guessing that it probably just keeps them warm. But then on a good sun, you get a couple good sunny days and the sun's high in the sky, those fish will still come out of that deep hole, move up to all your little shallow flats and shallow rock walls and stuff and feed just as much too, because that shallow water changes temperature quicker. So it gets cold quicker, which runs them deep, but it also warms up quicker so they can come up to it and they'll feed and stuff as well. So that's my thoughts on it. What do you think, J Dog?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at. I over here on the Ohio side is really shallow, and when it's sunny, I would imagine that's where they're at. When it's cold, it's up there where the water is a little warmer. But the problem is, in my winter, my river floods, and where it's originally 8 feet, it's 38 feet.
And then Bobcat also said, "You got beat by a 5-pound channel cat, sucker."
No, I got beat, but if I ain't mistaken, it was 3 pounds, which made him 2 pounds more than me at the end.
And then Murillo says, "Is it okay or not okay to buy your family fishing equipment for Christmas when all your waters freeze?" Well, there's one deciding factor in that. Will your family let you borrow it? Because if they let you borrow their fishing equipment, then it's okay to buy them whatever you want to buy them, for as far as that goes. Who has the better chance of winning between James River, Tennessee River on the 19th?
Yeah, that's a hard one for me.
Okay, so who's fishing in each?
Well, you got Bobcat, Daryl, Jody.
Whose
Uh,
whose channel is that on? That one's streamed on.
I don't know on that one.
Is that
I
Brian
think
B?
I think Palmetto's hosting it, if I ain't mistaken.
I thought that one was on Brian B.
No, Brian B's doing mine. I think he's hosting the Ohio River one.
All right, let me scroll down here. Let's see here.
So you got Jody, Daryl, Bobcat. And I can't remember who else is on their team. And on the
Cody Will.
James, all I know is Ed Evans. I think Stan 1 and 2. I don't know who else is on there. Palmetto's channel.
How's it going, Matt Catter? Palmetto's not on oh, it's on Palmetto's channel.
Yeah, it's on his channel. He's hosting that one. And I think Brian's got the Ohio versus Cooper. He's gonna say, "All right, everybody, you go ahead and get your baits in the water. In the water." Tennessee is gonna catch more fish, but James is gonna catch bigger fish. I don't know. I'm at a tie on that one, honestly. When the James is on, I think they would just completely destroy the Tennessee, but it don't look like they've been on lately.
I think the James is a I mean, I've never fished the James, but if I had to guess, I would think it probably is a better fishery. But then you've also got to account who is in the tournaments.
But all I know is 2 Tennessee people barely beat an Ohio person by 2 pounds. I'm just saying.
Is it? So I don't know that he has that done, uploaded, and ready to go because I'm not finding it.
Chad said, I think Tennessee and James will tie 0-0. I highly doubt that.
So you said that. So the tennis. Let's go over this again because I was looking at something. Tennessee River is Bobcat,
Jody,
Jody,
Daryl.
Daryl.
I don't know who the other ones are. I got a block there for some reason.
All right. Well, can somebody give us a comment that has a quick rundown of who all's in it? Brian B. Or to get his butt up here and help us tell
Yeah,
us about it
he's
all.
probably working, but he knows who's in it.
Yeah, type it out there for us, Brian B.
Or Bobcat should know.
Yep. Someone say Jody. Yes, Miss Jody, we want to know who all's fishing on team Tennessee and who all's fishing on team James.
Rogers for Ohio, Danny.
So if all right, here's a question while we're waiting on getting all the contestants. Well,
Cats.
let's see.
Jody and Cool Cats, she says.
You can't make fun of how he says water and then say he orta get up there and help you out.
Oh, Marilla. Fish Shizzle and his friend Austin.
So Jaydog,
What's up,
if
buddy?
you had to choose, this is aside from the river tournament, but if you just had to choose, what would you choose? Go to the James and fish for a week or go to Tennessee River and fish for a week?
I would definitely go to Tennessee and fish for a week.
You think you have a better chance of catching more fish there or bigger fish there? What's your logic?
Uh, I I think I have a better chance of catching bigger fish there.
What part of the Tennessee River you going to?
I don't know. I follow Bobcat around. He's the one catches the biggest fish there.
So you'd go to Nickajack.
I think he fished. Yeah, is that where he fishes?
He bumps Nickajack a lot during the winter. I think he fishes Chickamauga a lot, but
Yeah.
they're right there side by side. You go towards Chattanooga.
Had it set up to go fish with Jody for Tara's birthday, but that's when the hurricanes come through, so we didn't do it.
So we got Jody and Cool Cats. I'm soon fishing out of Jody's pontoon.
Uh-huh.
Fish Hizzle
That's his
and
Austin,
his friend Austin.
and then Bob.
Bobcat and maybe Magic Pat with him as a co-angler. Daryl, and hopefully we'll have Woody as his co-angler if Woody's filling up to it. And the
James,
possibility of other people on the boats. All right.
then James. All I know is Ed Evans and Stan 2 and 3, or 1 and 2, or 5 and 6, whatever they call themselves.
Is Dan gonna be
I
Green
don't know.
Machine?
I think that will be the deciding factor on this whole thing. If Dan is in it, I'm going to pick the James, but if he ain't in it, I'm going to pick Tennessee.
So you think Dan is the best fisherman out of everybody that's been spoke on this morning? And you
On
think
the
he
James, yes.
Stan Stan too catches a lot of big fish,
Oh,
which
Joey.
Stan, Stan catches a lot of big fish too, but I do think that
Stan 3 catches a lot of big fish.
yeah, Stan 3, that's what
Stan 2 just drags his coattail.
no, Stan 2 catches good fish too, but I think Stan 3 probably does consistently get on those big fish more often. And it is And one person can't win it for you because it's only three. It's your three best fish from each angler, right?
Well, that depends on that guy goes out and busts 370s.
Right. But it if you know it can it's not going to be a one man show though. He will need some help no matter who catches the majority of the big fish for any team.
Right. Michael Murillo says Stan 3 is the king of the James. Just my opinion. He is good. I definitely will not take that away from him.
Yeah, he's an amazing fisherman. All right, so Brian B said Bobcat, Daryl, Jody, and Brandon. Stan from TSW, Ed Evans, possibly Chris from Catfish Clothing. Okay. All right. Or not Stan from TSW, Stan TS and TSW.
Jody says I'm going to Chattanooga to fish it also. My honey hole got fished out at Watts Bar. Yeah, look at that. Russell said you also need a good net man. Or in my situation, you also need a good net.
Well, let's see here. Let's go back.
Well, let's move on to the Potomac against whoever they're against. Oh, they ain't going. Oh, yeah, they already won against there. Never mind. Yeah, they're waiting. They get next round.
So on the last poll we had posted, we've got catch a few big fish in the lead by 58%. That's out of 24 votes. So, so that seems to be what won that.
Yeah, if the Potomac would have skunked, then Danny would have won their tournament with 8 pounds or whatever he had. So yes, one person can win it for everybody. What's up, Mr. Curtis?
Good morning, Curtis. It's possible for one person to win it for their team if they slam three monsters and the other team catches dinks. Yeah, I mean, but if both teams have a great day, you know, I think more than likely it's going to be a sum of the whole rather than just one individual. Could be wrong.
Right.
I think all the anglers that were listed have a good chance of catching plenty of fish. So Russ said he'd love to fish the Potato River, the Potomac.
What hurts me is the longer in the year it goes, the better chance my river has of going wide open. Oh, good Lord. Somebody, Jody, send Chad some tissues. He needs them.
One second, Jaydog. I'm starting another poll.
Eric wants to know when is the Battle of the Lakes.
They might have to do that after. Thing about Battle of the Lakes is your lakes are central to one area, so it's harder to get that many people that fish that one spot. Like say Barren River Lake, it's in one place, or say Chickamauga Lake. Uh, you know, it's on the Tennessee River, but it's a lake. I mean, it's a reservoir. It's not like a reservoir like what I'm used to, but all the same, or not a reservoir. I guess just anyways. Um, Finding a group of people that all fish there is not as easy as finding a group of people that fishes a river that stretches over multiple states or multiple counties. So I put up a new poll, J Dog.
What is it?
Would you rather fish the Ohio River or Barren River Lake? So
Uh,
where do you think
good
has more
one.
fish, bigger fish? Where would you rather fish?
Danny wants to know, Cody, how many lakes can you name that can be in a tournament?
Well, I mean, you've got Marion and Moultrie are big lakes that have a lot of people that catfish on them. Uh, that you could probably get a team up on either one of those. That right there, Santee Cooper. So
Yeah, Hoover.
you could probably get a team up on Kentucky uh, or Lake Barkley, Kentucky Lake or Lake Barkley, either one, just because you've got people like you that can drive there in a little that's not a terrible amount of time. Um, you could probably get is Hoover
Hoover.
a lake?
That's the reservoir.
Well, I
I think they
mean,
call it. I mean, I guess it's a lake.
so you probably get something like Hoover. uh, you could probably get one if you wanted to consider fishing above Chickamauga Dam, because that's Chickamauga Lakes, I think what they call it. You could get one there, just
What
because you could have Jody, Daryl, Bobcat, quite a few people there. Uh,
about that lake
there
down,
is a few that you
Big
could
Lake?
come up with,
What about the big lake Chris called his fish in?
Chris.
Hooks.
Oh yeah, Taylorsville.
Brazil.
Yeah, you could get Taylorsville because you've got people like Lucky Ronnie that fish there. Um, you know, uh, dang, if I could think of his name off, I can't. I'm going blank. Uh,
There's Kerr Lake. Yep.
yeah, Kerr Lake's another good one. So I guess you could probably come up with some. The question would be, would you consider places like Hoover Reservoir a lake? Would you consider places that like Chickamauga Dam or Chickamauga a lake aren't that aren't really structured the same as what a lake like Barren River Lake is, or like what Kerr Lake is? Yeah, Brian B said Lake Moultrie. Yeah, and that's what I think those were the first one I said. Moultrie and Lake Marion. And yeah, and that's what I'm talking about right now, Uncle Lou. He said, aren't 90% of those lakes actually a river system? That's what qualifies them to fish a river tournament. Right. And because it's labeled a lake, but it's a river. So I don't know if you would count like Hoover or Chickamauga, but I mean, definitely Kentucky, Barkley, um, Kerr,
Me and Chad, we got some lakes
Marion,
around.
Moultrie.
They ain't known for any fish really. They got AJ Jolly Lake, Kincaid Lake, uh, Bolts Lake. Uh, I can't remember the other one. Bullock Pen. These are all lakes, but
So J Dog, if where would you vote in the last poll?
what was it?
Would you rather fish Ohio River or Barron?
Barron.
See, everybody else disagrees. Everybody knows that you fish the best fishery this side
Well,
of the
they can
country.
go back and watch 5 of my videos and look at the fish, and then go watch 5 of the last videos you guys put out and see whose fish are bigger.
I ain't caught a fish in months. Right now, it's 92% Ohio River. So, and then Brian B says, "No, Uncle Lou, they have to fish the river. Cooper River guys can't fish Moultrie for the tournament." Yeah, but Moultrie and Marion are your typical lakes. Very low to no current. What I traditionally think of as a lake, but I think he was referring to like what when we mentioned Hoover Reservoir or like Chickamauga Lake.
Ooh, there's muskrat. Regulator
Yeah,
said Chad can only catch big fish in North Carolina/South Carolina.
and he also said everybody's scared to fish Kerr. Hey, I wish Kerr was closer. I
I
don't know
got news
what's
for you.
scary about it.
Chad,
It's full of
Chad
monsters.
can catch Chad can catch big fish in Ohio. He just don't have time to fish the Ohio. Only reason he catches fish where everywhere else he goes because he gets to spend a week and do it.
So, but his Roger, I'll drop the link if you want to come up and you can tell us what your thoughts on it would be. I want to see who faces the Potomac. That river is on fire. Right, and that river, it has good size, but it's also what's made it most well known is numbers, and this being a semi-size based tournament. I mean, once everybody's got three fish on the board, then it becomes a size based tournament. Who can upgrade that? But if one person only catches one good fish, and everybody else skunks, the team that's just got the numbers, everybody putting up their full three fish each, can win it out. But it is going to be more of a size based tournament. I don't think the Potomac has as good a chance as the Tennessee or the James. Um, I think the Ohio River has a lot of big fish in it, but it doesn't have the same number of big fish in it that the Tennessee or the James has in it. They are there. There's those 80-pound fish. I think there's those 100-pound fish there, but there's not a ton of them. Where I think if you go somewhere like certain parts of the Tennessee River or certain parts of the James River, they're a lot more abundant. Would you agree, J Dog?
Yep. I believe if our waters ain't flooded in the end of November, that Team Ohio will be a handful for the Cooper. Muskrat voted for Barron.
So Uncle Lou said Watts Bar, Chickamauga, Wilson, Willer, etc. Not dissing anyone's waters. To me, a river is something with a steady current, not controlled into a lake. Right? Yeah, and I don't. I think those are all. That's the reason somebody says I'm going to fish the Tennessee River. They're liable to be talking about Watts Bar, Chickamauga, Wilson, Willer because it's the river essentially. But you just have to hash out what your parameters for a lake would be if you were going to do that lake tournament. I think it'd be a lot of fun. I'd love to see somebody do it. We got a few people, cat fishermen here on Barron. I might even try. Would even I don't know. We don't get the best cell phone service here to live stream from it. But then Russ also says Chickamauga Lake would just be a river if the dam was not built to control the flooding in the city. Right. But also Barron River Lake would just be a river if the dam wasn't built. But there's no current here. Our our floodgates you know are not are just I don't know what 20 foot wide if that about about 20 foot wide. So there's no real flow, but it is a man-made reservoir. Kentucky, Lake Barkley are man-made reservoirs. So just by saying, well, if it isn't a natural lake, a lot of lakes wouldn't be there if it wasn't for dams, but they don't have that consistent flow. Uh, I think the consistent flow and constant steady current for at least part of the year is going to be the biggest deciding factor in it.
Hey there, Mr. Hooks and Hammocks. You got your new first time listener there, Cody.
Who's that?
Got your new first timer.
Oh, Chris Hooks and Hammocks.
No, Betty Big Boots.
Who is that? Betty Big Boots. Well, howdy, Betty. Murillo said try to get Catfish Karen to join a tournament. So, Chris, I'll drop the link if you want to hop up here for a minute. I tried to get Roger too. He had no interest.
He don't care about us.
Yeah. So who got the The Battle of the Rivers originally started.
Brian, I believe.
That's what I thought. And he just did it where it was on multiple people's channels.
I guess, yeah.
Well, Betty Big Boots is not a first time listener because they're a moderator. Oh, that's Lee Evans, because when I clicked on it, it come up with Lee Evans, Catfish in Kentucky. Good morning, Leroy. Hey, look here. Uncle Lou called it. Uncle Lou's a slick man. But
he's
and
just
there's
slick, man.
a lot of good fishermen and women and all of this. I enjoy watching all of you. Yeah, hey, there's a lot of amazing people to watch on
He tried to be slick, didn't he?
It's like I clicked on it and it said they had a wrench. I said, "Nah, it ain't first time listen. I've done give their moderator." So,
Well, that was better than the Pam one. He did a little better that time.
so, but we'll have to talk Brian B into doing Battle of the Lakes next. Is there a lake near you that you would jump in and fish?
Me?
Yeah.
If Chad would jump in with me or Lee or anybody around here, I'd fish like Bullock Pen because it's got fish, but not gigantic fish. But it's got a lot of them.
Danny said I had to read Betty Big Boots twice. Didn't come out as boots the first time. What's up, Roger?
What's going on, ladies?
Oh, not much. So somebody, I forget, can't even remember who mentioned it, but there should be a battle of the lakes after the rivers goes
Right.
on. And Brian B said Battle of the Lakes is next, so he does have it in the works. So, what do you consider what would you consider a lake there, Roger? And if Brian B, if you've already got the parameters for that set out, tell us what they are.
Yeah, that's kind of touchy because several of the lakes are made up of river systems, but there are a slew of lakes that are not considered river systems. And fishing the river wars, you can fish the lake pools of the river. So Chickamauga Lake and Wilson Lake and Wheeler Lake, even though those are all called lakes, they're part of a river chain, and they would all still qualify for the Tennessee River. So if you really wanted to separate the two, it would have to be a lake that was not part of a river system.
Yeah, and so to me, when I think of a lake, I think of virtually still water. And I'm not just talking about parts of the river that get that way in the dead of winter. Uh, but year round, it's going to be you're fishing virtually no current, and so that kind of eliminates places lakes like what you're saying, Chickamauga, Hoover Reservoir, things like that. And
Hoover isn't part of a river.
right, because it's got current, right?
No, it has at best it has a creek. It has no river.
Oh, so it doesn't have current.
No.
Okay, so Hoover Reservoir would be considered. You would classify that as eligible for the lake tournament.
I would, yeah.
Okay,
It's
we
not
were
part
just
of any river system. There's no river connected to or from that lake.
And then Danny said, "Let's start a fight." What about Baldwin?
It's a lake.
Yeah, I think he just stirring the pot because
Oh yeah.
Every time we have a tournament, when somebody goes to Baldwin and it's a numbers based tournament, there's always we got to say it's got to be at least 5 pounds or it has to be at least this because Baldwin, when those guys go over there, Josh Dunnigan, Jerry Parker, it can get on the numbers of fish that is just unreal,
Baldwin's easy to take out. You put a 10-pound
Oh
limit,
yeah.
and then they're done.
Right, but then you're catering to trying to make them where they can't win. When if you were just doing it straight up, they would have the best numbers. I think the way Brian B has it set up, three biggest fish from each angler, um, that would make it hard for Baldwin to win, but their fish would all still count. So it's not hog tying them, it's not hobbling them, but
Yeah, I feel the same
Kelly,
way. I feel with the three fish limit, big fish limit, you can fish any lake if they want to fish. If anybody wants to fish Baldwin, their odds aren't real good in winning three big fish. I mean, that's just my opinion, but I wouldn't
well,
disclude any lake.
yeah, and it's not making it where it's impossible for them to get fish on the board either.
Right. Well,
You know,
there's a lot of anglers all over that have decent lakes, and they may not have 50 pounders and 100 pounders swimming in these lakes, but they get left out of a lot of this fun that we have. The competitions are fun, and we like bragging rights and whatnot, but there's a lot of anglers out there that have waters that they enjoy fishing on, and they catch decent fish, but they can't compete with, kind of like Chad having the Slab Masters tournament or whatever, having the James Dockery came in there and kicked us all in the rump. He doesn't have good catfish waters to compete, against most of the tournaments that we have. But when it came to that, he was able to shine because that's what he does have out there, and he's good at it.
there's Mr. Kelly Bullock.
yeah, and Kelly Finn's lakes, I would assume would be fine, but in a Battle of the Lakes style tournament, which is what we're talking about, the one Brian B's going to put on after this. Yeah, and Lee said it right there. You'd be screwed in the Finn's Lake because they're Finn's Lakes, or it stands for Fishing in Neighborhoods. It's a Kentucky program where they stock channel cats in lakes, small lakes, essentially, park ponds, things like that, and you're not going to catch big fish from there. You'll catch some small fish, and if you catch it after stocking, and there's not a huge number of a certain demographic of people that keep everything that they catch and don't abide by the numbers, because most of those fins lakes,
Amish? You talk about Amish?
no, no, the Amish are rough on all the trout streams and stuff
Oh,
here,
okay.
but you have certain people that have migrated here, and I have no hate towards them, but they don't like it. It's You're allowed three fish out of these fins lakes because they're there not for a food source, but they're
Ching,
for kids to get in the outdoors and be easily accessible for kids that live in the city. And they just
Ching Chung Lee?
they'll go out and catch 100 fish after the day of stocking, and those fish are going straight to the frying pan, which I have no issue in it. Those lakes were stocked specifically for a certain reason, and that was to get kids and families out fishing and it be easily accessible. It's not really there for subsistence as much as it is to promote the outdoors and being outside. So, yeah, I feel
Sounds like they need you as the voice.
yeah, well, I don't know about that, but they I think a lot of it comes down to, like, even Barren River Lake is fished really hard, and not many people abide by the limits, the krill limits, the size limits, any of that on multiple species of fish. And it's just because it's not patrolled and it's not enforced, because you have one game warden to a county at best. That's what they're budgeted for. But even then, they have trouble finding enough people to even fill those jobs. So there's not a lot of risk of getting busted. So they just do what they want. Lee Evans here says Amish are killing. Let's see here. Linville Lake on hybrid 6-7 boats a day with 4 anglers, and each one of them catching their limit. The Amish, I went trout fishing at Concord Stream here in Scottsville, me and a buddy, and they stock it. Trout aren't native here. And we went right after a stocking day. And at that time, they've lowered the limit now, but I think at that time you were allowed 5 rainbows each or something like that. And right after we started fishing, here comes a buggy with a bunch of Amish in it, and they take the cast nets, and they just everything they could get in a cast net was going straight into the back of that buggy. and it's not. And you pay extra. Kentucky, you have to have to fish those little streams that are stocked like that. You got to buy a trout stamp. So they probably don't have fishing license. They don't have the trout stamp, and they're using a cast net catch these stock fish and taking them on.
What's that?
What's going on,
Somebody
Bob?
needs to step on Jebediah's toes or something. Set him straight.
Roger.
Good morning, Bobcat Adiah.
Hey, Roger. Uncle Lou wants
Yeah,
you
buddy.
to text him about who won his rods.
Who what?
Uncle Lou wants you to text him about who gets his rods.
I do.
Okay. Yep, I got it.
I need to know how many hats you need too for the kids.
Well, I thought I sent you a message yesterday about that.
You've been busy fishing. You better get to work, buddy.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It might have been the day before yesterday. For what in the world?
There we got Bugman in the house. Lee said it was the purple rod that I won, Lou.
Or was it? I think he's asking.
Oh.
So Roger and Bob, what Baron? He's getting you ornaments off your tree. Sorry about yelling.
Gurgle, gurgle. Here we go.
Somewhere. What would be the lakes that come to mind for y'all that y'all would want to see for sure in Brian B's next Battle of the Lakes tournament? And of course they've got to be lakes that lakes you'd be excited to see, but also ones that would have enough anglers to come up with enough people to compete in the
I
tournament.
think Keir, Gadsden, some of those big lakes in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kerr, Gadsden, and first ones that come to my mind, Santee, Cooper, so Moultrie, Marion, I think could accumulate enough streamers to put up a good showing. Being that Hoover Reservoir doesn't have any current, I didn't know that. I thought that it would be more like a river. It's a lake.
No.
I would think Hoover Reservoir could easily come up with a team.
Yep. Yeah, Hoover definitely would qualify as a straight up lake. Same as like Rocky Fork here, Paint Creek here. They're a creek. That's next. We'll have Battle of the Creeks next, so we can get Kelly Bullock in there. And then we'll have Battle of the Ponds. And then
Pond battle.
Can Barron be on Battle of the Ponds?
It's a lake.
No, it's pretty much a pond.
It's a really big pond, then.
It's classified.
Yeah, I don't think it's qualified as a pond.
Lake is in its name. And like I said, I ain't scared of no lake. I ain't scared of Baldwin with the size of fish I see come out of there. I mean, there's decent fish in there, I'm sure, but with a three big fish limit, if you go to Baldwin and catch 52 pounders, your chances of winning aren't very good.
Right. And even if one or two people caught a decent fish out of there, a 20+ pound fish, the occasional 30, I don't think there's enough of those fish to go around for everybody to have those in their 3 pound limit. It would be like one person caught that on the team that day.
Well, if it's like a battle of the rivers is now, you might only have one angler on that lake.
Right.
You're not talking about a tournament of everybody meeting on one lake, are you?
Well, yeah, Battle of the Lakes, it has to be everybody on that lake.
Battle of the Rivers, everyone's fishing their own river.
Yeah, but it's Tennessee River, James River. So if you got it, it would have to be Battle of the Lake. That's what I'm saying. Then it's a much more centralized area. You would have trouble finding that many people that fish a lake because the lake's obviously in one county and close to it.
I guess what I'm saying is I understand the people competing would be all over the country fishing their individual lakes, just like they are the individual rivers. I don't see what you're saying.
Well, isn't Battle of the Rivers a team?
Yeah, I got you.
It is a team.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. So that eliminates a large portion of lakes, just because there might be a good lake, but there's only one person that is in this community that streams from that lake. You could have,
right.
That's why it really is only the only ones that come to mind are your big lakes like Kerr, Wiley, Marion, Moultrie. Hoover Reservoir would be one, just because y'all are there's quite a few streamers that are within a fair driving distance from it. So,
Lee Evans said, "Battle of the fat guys," which could be any one of you guys. You can't talk about me because I ain't fat. I'm 180.
You're as fat as I am, Jaydog.
I'm 180.
I'm 200.
I'm 200 and more.
200 plus.
So Chad has a good one here. And I mentioned Kentucky and Barkley. I think those would be ones, because you could get Danny, Jerry, Richard Cluck. They're all within driving distance of Kentucky Lake. Jaydog also mentioned Taylorsville. So I know Lucky Ronnie fishes there. We're only 2 hours from Taylorsville. Why is his name not coming to mind today? He was just on Mark's show last night. God bless.
Ryan Bortz.
Ryan Bortz, fishes Taylorsville. That's his home lake. So Taylorsville would be one. I think you could come up with probably 4 or 5 that would have a whole team on.
Yeah, Hoover up here. I can't really think of anybody else that live streams up here but me. And it's 2.5 hours for me. I drove 2.5 hours there yesterday and back to catch 3 fish.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, it was terrible yesterday.
What's going on with the fish right now, man? The body just slowed down to a crawl.
Yeah, that's
everywhere.
Well, the day before, Zach and I fished the Ohio River. We fished all day, sun up to sundown. We caught 1 blue cat. I was like, man, what in the world? We seen some fish were being caught up at Hoover, some big ones actually. Dave Funk up there, he was smacking some 40s and caught a 50 this weekend. We was like, well, it looks like the big fish are chewing. Let's go up there. And we couldn't get on them.
So
I knew
the Ohio River is at 74%. So I think it's pretty much been unanimously voted that the Ohio River is a much better fishery than Barron. And the reason I brought that up is because me and Jaydog's always arguing over who's fishing the better fishery. And I, of course, know that Ohio is much better fishery. He denies it.
I don't know about that.
Really, you have 3 great channel rat lakes within an hour, just not huge fish. Green Valley has some big channels, though, and believe I can't even say that is the only Iowa lake with stocked blues. Ikra, I don't know. Icarus.
The chance that I voted Ohio just because I didn't have to drive so far.
The Mississippi, if it doesn't get some rain, we're not going to be able to afford to eat or anything, because they're going to have to start driving all this grain and everything these barges transport is going to have to start hitting the interstates, and that's going to up the cost of transport by fivefold at the minimum. So and probably a lot more than that.
We don't have enough diesel to put in the trucks to run them up the highway.
Yeah, well, and then I think I watched the thing. He said it takes what one barge can push, it takes like 20 trucks. And then also, it's not such, they're driving the interstate. So, I mean,
what in the world's going on over there?
It's nowhere near as efficient.
Good morning, Thomas. I'm trying to find my desk this morning. It's under here somewhere. I know it is.
Well, we got some rod racks built this weekend. Me and Daddy built some rod racks for the boat.
You got a picture of them?
Let's see here. Let me type something in chat so I can pull my channel up. I posted on a community post on my page. I don't have.
Y'all not fished that thing yet at all?
Nope.
Dang.
We ain't done nothing on it.
How can you resist?
Yeah, I know. I can't.
Well, we had to get a trolling motor in it. Had to get it wired for 24 volts. Went ahead and put a 3-bank charger in it. Get a graph on it, and now we got to get rod racks on it. So
that's one day's work.
Yeah, no kidding.
You guys gonna wait till it's nice and cold, ain't you? It's supposed to drop out this weekend. Lows in the 20s at night.
Oh my!
The highs in the 40s all next week.
Yep.
And deer season starts Saturday.
Our deer season's already started. Although I don't know how many are left. As many headless deer as I've seen on this trip up to Dayton right now. I've counted 6 headless deer.
Headless deer.
Yep.
Explain.
Yeah,
Bucks.
people hit bucks and they just cut their heads off so they can keep the horns.
Yep.
That's awful.
There's actually there was a doe laying right off the side of the road. Her butt was like right on the yellow line, and she was still alive. Her head was up, and she couldn't move. It's passed her a minute ago. This morning when I took off, there was deer in every single field I looked at. There was deer everywhere.
I like you can remove them. That's pretty cool. That's a cool way to do it.
Yeah, we were trying to get it done this weekend. None of the metal places that sell aluminum stock big enough to build like we had the old multi-bar style ones built. But went over to a recycling center here in town that will sell you some metal, and bought scrap metal and built these. Not bad. They're not bad racks for $19.
Not to get off subject or nothing, but Eric and Curtis, they fish Hoover all the time, don't they?
Yep.
I wouldn't let them represent Hoover.
Why?
I'm just teasing. I just give them crap.
That was rude.
Was not.
Was so.
But I need to get them put on the boat, which Daddy painted them last night. But it's dark by the time he gets home from work because it gets dark at 4:45 here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was blowing leaves yesterday and pitch black outside. I was like, this is nuts.
You was doing what to Lee?
I was blowing leaves.
Oh, I misunderstood that. I'm sorry.
Get your mind out of the gutter, J Puppy. You perv.
I thought I'd say, whoa.
Old perv dog.
Old Bob chicken.
Old perv dog. I don't fish for chicken.
No, you chickened out and went your little fish to win.
I didn't chicken out. It wasn't my competition. That was all Brandon.
There's fish sizzle.
Roger must have got a phone call.
You tell is fish sizzle in the chat.
Yep.
Yeah, look, Danny said I heard it too.
You talked to him. He whooped you with a 2-pound channel cat.
It happened.
He says, y'all caught any nice channel cats today? I call him the channel catinator now.
The channel catinator.
Bugman, no, I'm not going to put any gussets on it. There's really no need. They're plenty heavy duty for holding rods and dragging baits. I could stand on either end of any part of it and it would hold me up easily. So there's no need to gusset it and just make them heavier. Just Just wanted something that would hold the rod straight out the back, and then also would be easily removable because the new boat does not fit in Daddy's garage. So I have to put a boat cover on it and everything to help take care of it, and got to take the rod stands off easily for that. So did it where the bottom that bottom piece of square tubing is just slightly bigger, use it as a coupler, and put a set screw on it so it doesn't have any vibration.
Did both of the multi bars get knocked off the tracker, or just one of them?
Just one.
Oh, well, that sucks.
Well, no, they both got ripped off, but one of them was laying on the back deck when it was all said and done.
Oh, man, it's too bad you don't remember exactly where that was at. You couldn't go out there to grappling hook and find it.
Yeah. Well, we went out there the day after Daddy bought that boat, and I didn't see them anywhere because they draw our lake down 27 feet.
Oh wow!
And so
27 feet.
they'd be exposed, and they either were a little further off towards the channel where they weren't exposed yet, or they were done recovered by somebody else. I'm leaning towards somebody else done found them. It was took because you're gonna see those rod and reels there and that multi bar, and you're going to pick it up. So
yeah,
I told him make a post on Facebook in one of the Barren River groups, say, hey, cash reward, because I would have loved to have our multi bars back and the rod and reels. But it is what it is.
oh yeah.
Danny said, I just pictured Cody standing on those rod holders, and it went wrong in so many ways.
Shut up, Danny. See, Danny's the reason the Mississippi's going dry. He has all this negative energy,
There's no reason Danny ain't up here jibber jabbering with us. He's sitting at home doing nothing.
He's working.
He ain't working. He's at home.
So,
You see that, J Puppy? The
Hold on.
Chisel said he's downsizing all of his gear to focus on channel cats.
I seen that Thursday.
He did what is necessary to win.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Got to be respectable. I got to
can't-
respect that.
You can't fault him for that.
oh,
I could talk smack, but if I'd have had night crawlers, I probably would have done it too.
I'm
We
just
had
saying,
I've had chicken.
Bobcat put it on y'all.
He did not.
I didn't do nothing. It wasn't me. I was just as Joey.
I was
nothing to do
winning
with it.
90% of the time.
Big Mike, how's it going?
Morning, Mike. Danny, you're in my prayers, buddy. I'm praying for you.
Yes. Yep. My condolences, Danny.
They're fishing with Big Mike. Mike. We need to get somebody else up here and jibber jab with us. I'm mad at Bobcat at the moment. I don't want to talk to him.
I can't help it. He spanked you.
There's Squirrel. Did
Bob.
you put the link out there for somebody?
I don't know how much longer we'll be up here.
Well, let's get Leroy or Squirrel or Greenwell or Regulator, somebody up here.
I told you I got to go Christmas shopping today.
Christmas shopping. Buy me something. Hey, I'm gonna be in Rockingham for Thanksgiving. So anybody need anything from the Mad Cat store, let me know. I love that place.
Uncle Lou or nothing. Just saying.
Hey, I love Uncle Lou rods too. Oh goodness!
Boy, I wish I had a screenshot of that right there. Somebody go back and get that for me.
Dang it!
Yep,
Okay.
Brian Beagle had some fun with that one.
What's that?
Him yawning with his mouth wide open.
Catching flies.
He said Leroy is held hostage by a 14-year-old or 14-month-old.
Emmy.
Come on, Leroy. Don't be a stranger. Get up here. I tried to get Ernie to come up. He said that we ain't good enough.
Ernie won't hang out with us.
No.
You ain't good enough. What he said.
Fishing
It
with
may
Squirrel, which we ain't gonna be up here but a few more minutes anyways, probably. So, Bobcat, we rambled on about it, but I'd like to hear what you think. Give us your predictions for Tennessee River versus the James River.
You see my name down there, don't you? Bobcat James River Slayer. That's my prediction.
Well, but I mean, you obviously you know they're a great fishery, and y'all have got a chance of losing. Y'all have got a great chance of
Oh, I
winning as
know.
well.
Well, I'll say this: they got a better chance of winning now because the bumping bite has really died off, which I expected it would by this time. But we still got good water. Hopefully the weather and the wind will cooperate that day because I'm probably going to start my day out dragging baits and then depending on how much water they release and move to the dam and start bumping the second half of the day as the water, because the way they do our dams is they'll be running hardly any water in the morning, and then every couple of hours they'll turn on another turbine and step it up. So you really can't bump early in the morning. You got to wait until they start releasing water down there. That's my plan, but who knows?
So you're planning on locking through if the bite doesn't cooperate, dragging up on Chickamauga.
Probably not locking. I mean, it's quicker just to trailer my boat and drive around. I mean, literally, like I did it in the kids' tournament. It took me like 10 minutes to lock around. I mean, to trailer and go around because the boat ramps are so close together.
That's how it is. That's how it
If
is
you
at
can
my
get a
dam.
parking place. That
If
parking lot right there next to the dam, though, it fills up quick the few times I've been down there.
yeah, if you lock through, it's a minimum 30-minute wait. I mean, it really is. What are
Okay.
the teams? Thomas, the teams are on the Tennessee team. It's Daryl, Jody, uh, Catfish Shizzle, Brandon, and myself. Or who's fishing on? I don't know who's fishing the James. I'm sure the two stands and who else is on the James team?
Ed Evans,
Dan.
I don't
TS,
know.
TSW, and
Yeah.
Ed Evans is on the. Ed Evans is fishing the James.
yep,
Yep.
and
Isn't he a little far from the James?
Yep.
Interesting.
and then also they say potentially Chris from Catfish Clothing. So
Now I don't think Chris is a tournament angler. I'm not sure that's fair.
so you don't want to fish against
Oh,
Chris?
look at him scared now.
He's
No,
scared of the Hughes
I don't
craft.
agree with that.
Oh,
He's gonna run y'all over in that big old Hughes craft. What he's gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm paying him $100 to take you out.
Well, I think we had a discussion about that, and we decided that regular tournament anglers weren't to be included.
So
I'll have to talk to my captain about that.
I don't see any issue with tournament anglers. I mean, you've got just as good a chance of them. Are you saying they're better fishermen than you because they fish
Nope.
tournament?
That's what I hear.
And then like Greenwell fishes tournaments all the time. He says, "Are you saying he can't fish the Ohio because he fishes tournaments?"
Yeah. Yeah. Greenwell's always in tournaments.
It sounds like it's less about him being a tournament angler and more about he's scared of him. So he's
I ain't
trying
scared
to
of anybody.
grasping at straws.
Just
It's
tell you,
okay.
hey, I ain't scared of anybody. I'll tell you that right now, boy.
If you don't want the smoke, all you gotta do is ask him not to give you the smoke,
Yeah. Did Ohio finally get their team together?
They're dysfunctional. They ain't got a clue who's fishing together.
You think by now we'd all have this figured out?
It's me, Roger, Chad, and Greenwell.
Rillo says Chris doesn't make TikToks. He's not a threat.
Danny said they wouldn't let Epic in. I don't know who said he couldn't join. I'm sure that wasn't a rule.
I don't know why anybody's scared of Epic, but whatever. Move on.
Yeah.
But
On a serious note, you're looking good, Bobcat. Looks like you're still losing weight.
Yeah, I'm down 60 something pounds now. My goal is 200 by January. That'd be 1 year. 71 pounds in a year.
You can see it in your face.
so
Getting there.
You're really going to lose weight when you find out Chris is on their team. You get all depressed and you can't eat.
So you're saying that if y'all would have drew the first week slot, you think that it would have been probably more, y'all would have just really spanked them when your bump and bite was on fire.
Oh, I think when the bump and bite was on fire, we'd have been hard to contend with. I put multiple 50-pound fish in the boat this year, bumping, and there for a while it was just like every other trip there's over 50.
Yeah,
But
I think
it
you're
was
the
good.
one that's going to carry your team, I believe.
No, I wouldn't say that. We all know Daryl can put big fish, and Jody, she can put big fish, and Brandon. I mean, he's kind of a sleeper. Dude put some big fish in the boat. His forte is kind of downriver. Some of the places though that he fishes, he doesn't have signal. He fishes a lot down in the gorge, which kind of, that's tough because. He might go down there and catch a big fish, but if you ain't live when you do it, it don't count. So,
Right.
he'll have to fish further up where you can get signal.
And that's when they were talking about Brian B's talking about doing the Battle of the Lakes. I would love that if we could get Barron involved in it. I know that we're on YouTube from it. Randall from Whisker Seeker Outdoors is Barron. Jeremy Fin Seeker TV, but thing is, we're so limited on spots that we can stream that we would all be huddled up in one little place that we found a little service, and it doesn't even mean the fish are going to be there.
Yeah, that makes it tough. I mean, it really does. When you got to fish with their service, and I remember one of the first live tournaments I fished was Kevin's monster hunt. I think it was maybe 2 years ago or something. And I had a crappy phone that wouldn't keep signal. And, man, I spent the whole tournament just trying to come back into the stream. Like, I couldn't even focus on fishing because I just couldn't find the signal. So you got to fish where you got signal.
And we got 30 people in here, and we only got 19 thumbs up. Come on, everybody. Hit that thumbs up for us.
Greenwell said Jody don't even know which way to anchor.
Hey, you can say what you want to about Jody, but the lady puts big fish in the boat.
Well, I mean, when they tell you where to go, it's kind of easy, ain't it?
Nah, come on, Jaydog. You know that ain't true.
Lee Evans says, when is the tournament?
I believe ours is the 19th, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And Roger's in here, and he can't even spell. Barron is spelled Barren. There's no O in it.
Like, as in no fish, right? Barren. It's barren.
It doesn't have many fish in it.
And earlier, a comment Roger made earlier, he said, none of you guys came into my live yesterday. Well, that's because I was kind of held up by the police. I was held up by the police yesterday.
What happened?
I was headed to take a deer to a processor and then pay my Home Depot card. I got pulled over because my license plate comes back to a Jason Blackburn that has multiple felonies.
Oh, boy.
He has the same name and the same social security all the way down to the last number. The last number is different. Yeah.
And then Thomas says Southern Indiana guys have Patoka. Never heard of Patoka Lake. And Lee says, does Wilgreen count? Yeah, there's no reason Wilgreen wouldn't count. You and Catfish Jim could certainly fish it.
If you want Wilgreen to count, get up here and tell us about it.
So, hey, I got to use the restroom. I'm going to mute this for a second and let y'all ramble on.
I'm going to mess with Bobcats. What I'm going to do.
I'm going to smack you cross-eyed, boy.
Boy, I said, boy, you better grow up a little bit.
Wait
I
till
had
see
fun
you at
Thursday. I was,
CatCon.
huh?
So you wait till I see you at CatCon.
Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. Try and hug me.
Tried to arm wrestle you last year. You wouldn't do it.
I didn't want to
Scared.
break your arm. You got to
got
work.
scared. You said, no, I don't want. Yeah, I know you got scared. It's all right. You can say it, Jaydog.
Make a shirt. Battle of the arm wrestling. We're gonna do it at CatCon. Winner gets the shirt.
Gets a shirt. But I got to make the shirt.
Yeah. Well, I can't do it.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, every time I face the James River in any kind of tournament, they like the what tournament was it we fished in the spring, and it's me and Anthony, and we won the tournament. But man, Dan from Green Machine, he had me nervous on Sunday. I mean, he was catching some toads.
Dan's
He
a
was
bad
close.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dan's a bad boy.
I know the James is a good fishery, but we ain't gonna go down without a fight.
That's a fact. I think it's gonna be fun to watch.
I hope
I
so.
think I think the Ohio versus Cooper is gonna be more entertaining than it is fish. Especially with Chad and Freddie on opposite teams. And of course, I'm going to give Palmetto the business because, that's just what I do.
Yeah.
And then I'll let Roger and Greenwell catch all the fish.
There you go.
What are we writing? You write me a love note?
I'm sending out emails for invoices.
You send me a love
Trying to
letter?
get
Is that what you're
paid.
doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Dear Jaydog, please forgive me for downsizing my hooks and using. Don't stop type. I ain't finished. Don't stop typing.
Using
and using
chicken, whipping
and
you.
using chicken to win with 10 minutes left. The end.
I see it. There you go. Email sent.
All right.
Supposed to be raining. Long-term forecast shows it raining next weekend.
Supposed to rain
What's up,
Friday.
Lee? What's up, Lee? You never call me anymore. You never go live. You broke my heart, Lee. I just don't know where you're at, buddy. I thought we had something going one time. I thought we had a relationship. Then you just disappear from the face of the earth.
Why don't you write him a note? Go back on your computer. There you go. Get back on your computer. Write him a note. You type, I'll narrate it.
Go. Make sure I didn't voice that twice. No, I didn't.
He said it's too late, Bobcat. Eric said he's looking for a picture of corn.
I was looking at pictures of corn. It's too late, Bobcat.
Laughing Cat says we are going to have freezing weather for Tactic Cat Greenwell. Yeah, I ain't going out in it. I'm not taking a chance of getting sick.
When is that? This weekend?
Sunday, yeah. It's like 20 degrees with 15-mile-an-hour winds Sunday here.
Woo! No, that's a bad combination right there.
Yeah. It ain't happening for me.
You know, that can play into these tournaments too. If somebody's got really crappy weather and one team does and one team don't, you know.
It ain't worth going out and take a chance of getting sick. Just to what? So I call it a small fish.
There you go. The weekend angler, so Josh says, Jaydog, I've watched you eat bait. You're already sick.
Yeah, I am sick, but there's two different sicks. There's sick in the head, and there's sick in general. I hate backing out on people, but sometimes if it would have been January where I'm used to the cold, that's one thing. But when it's going to be 65 and then the next day it's that cold, that's a shock.
Yeah, it can be. Oh man, I gotta get over here and get to work. I go set the press up.
We had the weekend angler. Greenwell
Look,
says, "You're the
Cody's sitting in there on the toilet making poles.
yeah."
No, I just sat down and did that right here.
Leroy say he wants to come up.
And then
Come on up, Leroy.
it is not who you want to win; it's who you think has the best chance of winning. Who the favorite is.
Here you go, Cody, playing, aggravating, getting stuff started.
Well, no, because I mean, certain people might be rooting for the Tennessee or might be rooting for the James, but they think that they're the underdogs. This is just who you think has the best chance of winning.
They're both great fisheries, I can tell you that.
So, yeah,
It's that's hard to choose. It really is.
but that's why it's such an interesting question because it is such a close matchup.
You just said you was going to, but he walked away. Don't crawl dead now.
So, well, right now it's 78% James River, but we've only got 9 votes. So we'll give it a chance. We'll give it a chance here, and then once I end it out, I'm gonna go ahead and end the live out.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good poll. That's what I would do. If the Tennessee loses, who will cry first, Bob or Jody?
I'll,
I think Jody will hold it together, but I think Bob will be whining in his reel.
let's see here. What Bugman say? I have to get out and fish Thursday, otherwise I will not get out for a while. It's gonna be freaking cold. Hey, don't let the cold keep you from fishing. Chad says Jody is already crying and they haven't even fished yet. Danny says it's a toss up between the James River and Tennessee. I think weather will be a big factor.
Weather's always a big factor.
Yeah, and because the weather has a lot to do with y'all's current situation. If it's really hot or really cold, don't they run those turbines a little more?
Yeah, if they're using more energy, they'll generally turn more turbines on. So yeah, I was going to fish for the tournament on Muskrat's channel this weekend, the second part of the So You Think You Can Fish tournament. I was planning on dragging baits up on the lake above the dam at Watts Bar, but the wind, I looked at the wind forecast and they were calling for 15 to 17 mile an hour winds. And I was like, there ain't no way I'm going to try to pull bait in that kind of wind. So I ended up, getting behind the dam and bumping. And I'm glad I did because the only place on the river that the wind wasn't pushing back upstream was right behind the dam. I mean, I was in the place I needed to be.
So Eric seems to think that the weather will be bad for the James. I don't know what their forecast is looking at. Likewise, he thinks the weather's going to negatively impact them so bad. What they have going on. Elaborate on that, Eric.
I think if I can get Chad up here to my dam and my river ain't flooded, I think that Ohio will win the whole thing.
And then Greenwell says some of us can't afford to take the boat out in 20 degrees and take a chance of breaking something. What's the cold water got to do with your boat? How's it going to break something on your boat?
It's going to freeze your steering, your cables, your trolling motor.
Never had any of that happen. Had the pee hole freeze up for a few times when we got out there, but it defrosted a few hours in.
I've had my trolling motor freeze to the deck.
Last year, I think it was last year for the Winter Blues, I believe it was, or a couple. I don't remember what it was. I was fishing Chad's tournament. My steering was froze, my cables was froze, my trolling motor was froze, and I had to carry everything a half mile down river at the dam through mud to get the fish because everything was froze on the boat.
Yeah, back when I had a pull start motor, I had the doggone the starter pull to freeze the top of where it pulls. It wouldn't pull because it was frozen. Water got into the pull cable.
And here's the worst part: I'm in that tracker with all that fancy equipment, And here comes Lee and Amy and that little hoopty with that little 5-horse 1957 motor just right around me.
There you go. Technology ain't always better.
Nope.
And Thomas said, I can fish from the bank and sit in a warm truck.
Yeah. There is advantages to bank fishing when it comes to wintertime.
Danny said he don't want to hear your pee hole problems.
But Greenwell said, so many steering cables broke the last 2 years, guys, trying to fish these tournaments. Just never, the only issue we ever had was the wheat pole freezing up. And like I said, we just troll out and fish close to the ramp until it thaws. I mean, maybe it's more of a common problem. I've just never had any issues. I mean, some stuff gets some ice on it and stuff, but just break the ice off of it. Never had any issue with the trolling motor. Never had any issue with the steering cables, any of that. So,
Well, Chad, if you want to fish up there, you're more than welcome to use my other pontoon.
Hey, when you bringing my boat down, Jaydog?
You know, I've only used that one time, and we caught 20. Or how many fish we catch that night, Cody?
26, 27 fish, pretty quick.
Yeah, we've never touched it again.
It's a lucky boat.
Yeah, we've never fished that up one time. We caught those. I think it's 24 in 4 hours, and we never looked at it again.
Everybody hit that thumbs up real quick for me. I do appreciate it. It says we got 25 thumbs up, 32 awesome people in here. Appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Look, Greenwell and Thomas is going at it about catching fish. I think them two need to come up here and go at it. There's Randall Rhino.
How's it going, Randall? So, and as of right now, the James River's at 59% and the Tennessee River's at 41%. So,
Dang, no love.
Well, y'all were down 75 to 25, so y'all made a comeback in the poll, but we'll see how good this prediction actually is. So,
my prediction is I predict it's going to be fun no matter what. I mean, you got to admit it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have fun.
There's going to be a lot of trash talking in that one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, it stands in it. Well, probably won't be nobody talking but him.
I know another quick little poll you could put out for 5 minutes or something.
What's that?
Which tournament do you want to watch more? The James versus Tennessee or the Ohio versus Cooper? Which one are you wanting to watch more?
All right. And it'll be the last one, even though I said that on this last one.
That's what you said.
I'm just trying to stay here long enough to hype up old Leroy, get him up there.
We're 54 to 46% on this one with 24 votes. We got 32 people in here. I'm going to give it about another 30, 40 seconds here and let everybody have their chance to vote on that. See if Tennessee River can make a comeback.
Just say which one are you looking forward to see more or something.
Gotcha. Matt, how's it going, brother?
It's like you're gonna have Daryl and two stands on the same live feed trying to out talk one another. Imagine that.
Yeah, but then on ours, you're gonna have me, Roger, Chad, Freddie, Palmetto, all going at it.
Oh Lord. I'm just like
Kelly,
shut up and fish. I don't talk a lot when I'm live.
Kelly, don't even go there. I could fish for 15 minutes and then stop and give you 3 hours. You still couldn't catch as many as me.
Yeah, I mean, we'll set that up this summer, Kelly, and I want in on it too because I know I can catch at least 50 an hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Kelly out. I'm gonna have to put the little feller down, I guess, in creek fishing.
Put him down.
I'm gonna grab him by the back of his head and lay him down gently.
Yeah, but hey, now Kelly will outfish you for big fish. He is the big fish slayer. We're at 26 votes, 50%, 50-50, 13 votes each. It says it was posted 9 minutes ago. When it says 10 minutes ago, I'm ending it. So
somebody needs to vote.
Tiebreaker.
The next vote is the winner.
Who will it be?
10 minutes. It's still at 50-50. Get a vote in real quick before I end it.
Did you vote, Cody?
Yep.
I didn't vote.
I voted. I voted on James River.
Let's see. Thanks, Cody. Oh, I can't vote. I'm from the. I don't know if I can do it. No, I can't do it. I'm live.
Squirrel,
Go on another computer.
the Cooper River.
My vote would be biased, so I'm not going to vote.
Well, we know
You just voted. Don't lie.
Who just voted?
You.
I can't vote from StreamYard.
Well, I'm ending it because I said I was ending it 10 minutes in, as bad as I hate to. 52% voted for Tennessee River.
A squirrel. I don't know where. I thought they was fishing the Cooper River. I don't know anything about their stuff down there.
Well, if it's Cooper versus Ohio, they got to be fishing the Cooper.
Right. He asked if it was Moultrie or right.
No, it's got to be Cooper River.
Lee Evans said Tennessee River for the win.
Boom. Daryl's live this morning. Speaking of it,
Well, then I definitely need to end this. Let's go watch him.
He might still be live. I don't know. I was going to come up and read chat while I was working.
Well, you should have said something sooner. I didn't see
he
anybody
was
live.
He wasn't on StreamYard though. He was on YouTube live. Oh, he's fishing by himself today.
He's not live anymore.
Woody. No, he's not.
Mr. Matt from Wannabe just come in and said he ain't live.
No. Well, I'm sorry to Daryl, then if I'd have knew he was live actually fishing, we wouldn't be doing this. He must have went live after we started though, because I didn't see anybody. I went through and checked. I didn't want to go live over top of somebody else for us just to sit up here and not talk about anything.
Woody's sick and Russ has got a bad wing, so he's out there by himself this morning.
He said his signal was wonky. Don't end this, Murillo said. There you go, Brian. No squirrel. They have to fish the river.
Look here, I'm setting a timer for 5 minutes. I'm going to give this in 5 minutes and then ending it, even if it's a tie.
It ain't going to be a tie. We already know what people's
The question is not who. It has nothing to do with who's going to win the tournament, any of that. Who is going to be more fun to watch? The Battle of the Ohio versus the Cooper or the James versus the Tennessee? It has nothing to do with who's going to catch more fish, any of that. Just who's going to be more fun for you to tune in and watch. And while you're voting, be sure to hit the thumbs up. Chris said his live crashed.
Look at that fish I'm holding, Cody. You like that?
Is that one of those stuffed pillows from Bass Pro Shop?
Yeah,
probably. What it looks like to me, I don't think it was a real fish.
It wasn't.
That's why it was floating when he went to release it. It wasn't even a fish.
It's probably one that got loose from one of the pay lakes up there, and he used all his energy to get out.
Leroy Palmetto is doing the Tennessee versus the James, and Brian is doing the Ohio versus Cooper.
Yeah, because that's really going to change. Commentary really affects, how fun it is to watch one of those streams. That's a really good question. Plays into it.
Palmetto's a good host.
Yep, Danny spoke the truth right there. Read that out loud for everybody to hear. Say it with your chest so they know that you're serious.
Say it with your chest, sucker.
Yeah.
Did I just fight an octopus? Daryl won't stay live if he ain't catching fish. He'll just go home and chop up videos from the past and say, "Look what I caught." Dang, Danny.
Ouch.
Hey, truth hurts.
We got 22 votes so far.
Daryl ain't chopping up videos at all. Anyways, Woody's doing all this.
Yeah, Woody. So here's a poll, or here's a
Wish I could
question.
find someone to edit for me.
Here's a question. Then what does Daryl do in general?
He
Hey,
fishes.
Daryl catches a lot of fish. We can give Daryl. I like giving Daryl a hard time too, but he catches a lot of fish. I knocked it over. I figured you'd pick it up. Well, that's what I'm married for.
Somebody record that, screenshot that,
What's that?
clip it. That's what I'm married for.
Yeah, for her to clean up after me.
Yeah.
I'm just
Somebody
joking.
definitely needs to snip that one. One more squeegee. I need a black squeegee.
So you got
Muskrat said we were live for what went past
6.5 hours and only caught 3 fish.
it
Hey,
jumped up.
we didn't expect the 3 fish from you.
Look, Lisa, it looks like bobcats in a meth lab.
I wish I'd be making a lot more money if I was making that instead of t-shirts.
Oh, Daryl nets fish for Woody and Russ. Okay.
I think nationwide the bite's slow right now, man. It seems like it anyway.
It is. Tara had 3 monsters on for the women's tournament, but they got off.
That transitional time of the year when things change.
She had one that, if you go back and watch, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. It had the tip of her rod below the reel,
Wow.
but it got the bottom of the bait. It didn't get the whole thing.
Hey, that's what I like about that new Tanglewood catfish bumping rod I got. It's a medium heavy instead of being a heavy action. And man, you get a big fish on that thing, it looks like you got a 100-pounder on it. It bends almost double.
I like something with plenty of give to it. You know, fighting them on a broomstick ain't as much fun.
Well, I'll say this, and it's a good bumping rod, but it is, because it's a medium heavy. To me, it's not as sensitive as my Uncle Lou bumping rod. It's just got more feel to it. You can feel the sinker better hit, and that's very important when you're bumping. Is being able to feel that sinker.
Yeah, I would think for a bumping rod, being stiff is probably key because, I mean, it's going to give you all that extra sensitivity. So that's a good point.
Well, if that's the case, I want to know why we ain't seeing videos there, Leroy.
Timer's up. Let me go in this poll. And it looks like 73% said Ohio Cooper's going to be more fun to watch.
Wow, I did not expect that at all.
I didn't either.
I swore that Tennessee was going to be a funner one to watch. But
Bobcat, they don't want to watch you.
Well, you got
Obviously.
me, Roger, Chad, Freddie. I mean, that in itself is funny.
None of those people are fun to watch except you, Jaydog.
And we'll have Greenwell do all the heavy lifting for us.
Jaydog, we all tune in for you.
No.
Hey, Jaydog, can I borrow $20 now that I kissed up?
I'll take 50.
At least when I say on fire, if I catch 3, it's on fire. Well, I'd love to catch 3 right now. Now you're just bragging.
Nice. Left chest.
Look here, Jaydog.
If I got news for you, if we win, I will do the polar plunge.
If you win it all or if you win against the Cooper.
Either or, and I'm talking butt naked with a chicken mask on.
Nobody wants to see that, Jay.
So if you beat the Cooper, if y'all beat the Cooper River, you're going to do the polar plunge.
I will. I don't care.
All right. I'll hold you to that.
As long as my teammates agree to do it with me.
Y'all see Woody do it the other week? I was sitting
Well,
on the boat.
60-something degrees is way different than 40s.
True.
Well, I think we're going to call it a day.
Look, Bugman said that's a visual.
Yeah, when we don't leave.
Yeah. Then why are you thinking about it, weirdo?
Flabby white butt. Nobody wants to see that.
Now, he's going to leave his clothes on, but he's going in the water.
I'm probably going to come out squeaking where my voice is going to be really high pitched.
29.25.
So
I know we got one of those. What'd you do with it?
well, I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out with us.
Probably it.
We've pretty much talked about everything I could think about talking about. Unless Jaydog, you got something you want to go over real quick?
Bugman said, just do not do it near Pickle Park.
Pickle Park. Is that a real place?
It's a park, but it's not really called Pickle Park. We just call it that because certain guys like to go down there and hang out.
Mm.
You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
do that. They do that. We got a place like that here. It's actually up at the dam.
Lee Evans and Catfish and Crappie, they're on the committee down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a committee. On the board, Pickle Park
they're-
board.
Oh, they're on the board, all right.
So,
Oh, Lord. Was anybody
right.
going fishing at CatCon?
Martin actually was talking about wanting to fish on the dog pound. I don't know how serious he was about that, but
Is there water near Louisville that we can fish?
yeah, it's probably the best part of the Ohio River.
yeah, the Falls of Ohio is down there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that.
You ever watch Chris Souders?
Yeah.
Right there at Louisville's where he catches a lot of his fish.
Yeah, but here's the
Well,
problem with
who's
that time.
bringing a boat I can jump on?
Here's the problem with that time of the year is the river could be flooded, running wide open.
Yeah, I think it was last February during CatCon.
It was up like 50 feet.
Well, Roger, I went to drop the link for tonight's stream, but you don't have it made already. I was going to tell everybody to go ahead and hit that reminder button.
I want to see Bobcat on the dog pound.
I'll fish with you.
Little dog versus cat showdown.
Meow. Claw your eyes out. You make me throw all my rods over in the section where
What
there
time
wasn't
do
no
they
fish
open?
at. I know how you are.
I want Danny to come down and do a live fishing off Pickle Park right at the point. Live from Pickle Park.
The point at Pickle Park.
Yeah. It's right where the Licking and Ohio meet.
The licking at Pickle Park. I just don't even sound right.
Yeah, you could call it sitting on the point at the Pickle Park.
All right. Well, we need to go ahead and go then. Let me go to channel.
I don't know why you're telling me that. I'm ready.
I'm ready too. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thanks for coming up, hanging out. Roger, thanks for coming up, hanging out.
Trouble.
Jaydog, appreciate you, brother. Bobcat, thanks for coming up. Appreciate you putting it to Jaydog the other night. I always enjoy him getting his butt handed to him.
It wasn't me.
Even if
I
you
would have
did
felt
do it,
pity on him.
even if you did do it in a cheap fashion, you still whooped his butt.
Me winning the weight for 95% of the thing and losing by 2 pounds at the end ain't getting my butt whooped.
Well, all right.
Brandon takes
Anyways,
no prisoners.
if you ain't first, you last. But
Rub
I
and
do
grace.
appreciate y'all being here. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for making this so fun. Me and Jaydog
Hey,
might try.
Danny put out that if I hold his hand and stand next to him, he'll do it. That's game. I'm ready.
So we'll see y'all maybe again towards the end of the week, hopefully. If not, me and Jaydog might try to do this at least once a week, as long as he texts me in the morning, makes
You
me do
keep
it.
saying that, and you never do.
I said
You
it
go live
last
once
week,
a week.
and we did it this week.
Every day?
No, not every day. Well, you have to talk Leroy back into coming up every day and doing it. He can do it better than me. I can't. It's too hard.
You ain't
So,
got enough
Leroy's
talk about.
retired.
but anyways, thank y'all. God bless. We always say it's God, family, and the great outdoors. Have a good one.
See you, fellas.
I was
I
trying to
gotta
get
go work.
sponsored by Uncle Lou.